Minecraft seeds suck. Well, actually, they work fine, but I don't care. In both Java and Bedrock Edition, if you enter a seed to create a world, no matter what you type, be it letters or numbers, it all gets hashed to a random number between -9 quintillion and +9 quintillion. This is a 64-bit integer hash, and it is used as the fuel for the random number generators that generate the terrain and loot tables of the world, among other things. It is deterministic, so a specific seed will always give you the same world. Yet, since no matter what you put in gets hashed to a 64-bit int, there are only 18 quintillion possible worlds, which is more than enough, but I don't care! The total number of seeds you can enter is a way heck of a lot larger. 26 letters of both cases, plus 10 numbers, plus a few symbols. There are 10 to the 118th power, all the way up to 10 to the 125 possible seeds, 64 characters in length, depending on what symbols you allow. If we include Unicode symbols, more than 10 to the 350 unique worlds. That's more than a centillion, and all of these numbers are more than a Google. Yet, Minecraft just pigeonholes it all to 64-bit ints, so we only get 18 quintillion worlds. I'm making a 3D sandbox game called Bob Simulator, a crazy infinite procedural RPG adventure sandbox space game with cross-platform and modding support. Blah 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 blah, this project is crazy. I am developing a system that allows for 3 things. 1. Infinite dimensions, similar to the Minecraft Ultimate Content update that added as a joke, infinite procedural dimensions. I'm planning support for portals to new randomly generated dimensions. 2. Transfinite distance. This isn't something I can compare to Minecraft, but essentially the idea is that you could teleport or use fancy tech to travel out an infinite distance, essentially creating the equivalent of a pocket dimension. This way, for example, you could have an infinitely long train that generates out forever, but then be able to teleport to its caboose, with your z-coordinate becoming an infinite ordinal. More on this later. 3. Yogarithms. Yogarithms are a more experimental concept, where essentially instead of storing position coordinates as single numbers, which get pigeonholed into 32-bit or 64-bit numbers, instead we store an array of numbers for each coordinate. This then allows for distances far beyond 10 to the 18,500th power, a world spanning a distance larger than our own observable universe. This is insanity.
That physically makes no sense.
I did it.
You're not doing anything. That's just, why is your body working that way?
Doesn't matter.
To have any of these things, and also maybe a time travel system more than another time, but still have the world seed system pigeonhole us to 18 quintillion unique worlds, full stop, would be dumb. I want the procedural generation to be deterministic and run consistently and repeatedly from a starting seed, though. Luckily, the amount of possible seeds you can enter is far larger. Clearly, the amount of seeds that can exist is much larger than the amount of worlds Minecraft supports, so naively hashing the single seed isn't a good approach. How can we improve upon this? Well, there is a way. A secret way that can allow for more worlds than there are particles in the universe. What we do is simple. Take the starting seed as a string, with letters, numbers, symbols, even Unicode characters, which includes emoji, Japanese, Arabic. We then generate 64 different hashes from this starting seed. Specifically, we copy the string 64 times, appending an index to the end, then hash each modified copy. Because of how hashing works, any change to the original seed will almost certainly give us a completely different set of 64 hashes. We can then use random samplings of these hashes to generate different parts of the world. Each set of hashes gives a world with varying generation, far more than just 18 quintillion. Minecraft does not actually generate worlds entirely from a single world seed. Well, it does, but let me explain. Minecraft bases everything on the original world seed, but it also generates and stores separate seeds from the starting seed. These separate category seeds control specific parts of terrain generation. This allows players and modders to manually mess with these individual seeds to create custom worlds. It also unlocks the possibility for more in-depth built-in world customization. It makes that possible. We can take our set of hashes from earlier, and here you might think we should just have each hash linked to a specific part of the generation. But actually doing this won't give us a unique world per hash set. What we can do instead is use the set of hashes to generate a new small set of seeds, and then use this new set to generate the different parts of the world. But even here we run into a problem. If we just use the new set for world generation, then we're once again bottlenecking ourselves down to have as many worlds as there are hashes here. So we've completely lost the benefit of 64 hashes. What we really need to do is not exclusively use these seeds for generation, but instead use combinations of deterministically selected hashes and the appropriate seed for different categories. For example, for generating structures, you could use this category seed only, combined with these 3 hashes for some structures, and these 4 hashes for others. And there we go, 10 to the 125 worlds with an upper bound of 10 to the 350th power, more than a Centillion Worlds, way more than Minecraft. Minecraft may not actually need this many worlds, though the height limit is just plain stupid, but Bob Simulator sure does. As I've explained, I plan Bob Simulator to have infinite dimensions, distances, and an experimental system, allowing for worlds larger than the universe. I made a whole video about that if you're interested. The seed system I discussed makes up what I call Hyperseeds, and it is the seed system of Bob Simulator. Each world has 64 hash numbers generated from the seed string, allowing for an upper bound of 10 to the 350 worlds, and technically even more if you ignore the seed string and just generate raw hashes. Anyway, thanks for watching another video by me. I plan to make more soon, as I always say. I have a Discord, so feel free to subscribe and join my Discord server. When it comes to developments on Bob Simulator, people on the Discord will be the first to know. I recently updated my website with more information on Bob Simulator 2. You can check that out in the description.